everyone. I am Magical Jones, and this is Wisdom and Guidance. I'm here to give a collective read for the new moon in Libra, which is today. All right. If you guys follow me on TikTok, then you know that I went live yesterday and shared the energies from the tarot for each zodiac sign. All right. Here I'm only going to do a collective, okay? Because I am going back to TikTok. And I'm going to go live on TikTok to do um, maybe just a collective read. I don't know. We hadn't decided yet on what we need to do or what we want to do. I'm burning some sage. It's not sage. This is cinnamon, okay? Cinnamon is good for protection. It's also good for prosperity. All right. I don't always like burning sage because sage does kind of like deplete the energy, especially the negative energies. Not saying that I don't not want to get rid of negative energies around me, but sometimes things can work for your purpose. Okay, as long as you know how to control it, you will be fine. So I don't always burn sage. A lot of times I'll burn my cinnamon sticks, and a lot of times I will burn my Palo Santos. All right, but I do have my sage, and I also have my bay leaf. Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and burn some bay leaf just to get some of those energies in here as well. Bay leaves and cinnamon, they pretty much have the same energy. Not necessarily, but I feel like bay leaves have more of a protective energy, and they also protect your money as well. Like if you do money rituals or whatever and you incorporate bay leaves, I feel like the bay leaves are there to kind of like protect the money, okay, or your income. All right. I don't think bay leaves have any type of drawing energy to them. I do believe that cinnamon has a lot of drawing energy to it. So um, I just use certain things for certain things, okay? All right, so we're just going to be here to do a collective read for the new moon in Libra. All right, I missed you guys yesterday. I wasn't here. I decided to put my energy somewhere else. Okay. Um, it has nothing personal to do with my viewers. It's just the way that certain platforms um, do things. Okay. And I'm already monetized on TikTok. Okay. And I have been more active on YouTube than I had TikTok. And I'm like, damn, TikTok doing it like that, and this is not to shame YouTube or anything like that, but, I do understand that there are millions of people taking advantage of the incentives when it comes to YouTube, okay? So they do want to, like, set certain, you know, um, boundaries and things like that in place, but, you know, I don't even have 1,000 subscribers. I'm reaching for it, but I can't make anybody do anything. I can't make my viewers subscribe to my channel or anything like that. But like on TikTok, it's like you get an incentive for even having those type of views. If you guys understand what I'm saying, I don't want to spend a lot of time on that. All right. Like I said before, I am Magical Jones, the one and only, the real Magical Jones. All right. And I'm here to do a collective read for the energies of this new moon in Libra. All right. I feel like this is significant. Like I used to always try to take advantage of the energies of like the full moons and the new moons and all this other type of stuff and make videos and give you guys some type of guidance or whatnot. But I couldn't keep up, okay? Especially once I wasn't getting the views that I desired. So today I feel like this energy is very relevant to the growth of the collective, okay? Um, a lot of times, especially like here nowadays, we just feel like we can do everything on our own, okay? We feel like we don't need nobody, okay? And to me, I feel like that was a setup by society, by the government, or by whatever, you know what I'm saying, you want to call it. I feel like it was a society for, individuals to be individuals and to do things on their own. Okay. And once you're doing something on your own, it's going to be much more of a challenge than it would be for you if you had a partner. All right. Whether you're married or you have children, you have best friends, or you have like coworkers or like people that are partners in your business, whatever. Okay. And I feel like the world or society itself has just gotten away from being attached to others and allowing others to come in and implement their perspective on the situation to add to your perspective and also to make it grow. All right. So with this new moon in Libra, okay, we know that Libras are diplomatic, okay. Um, they're humanitarians. Libras are peacemakers, okay? They're not ones that's going to be out here stirring up chaos just to make things shake and move. Now, some of them may, you know what I'm saying? Like, you may know a Libra and they kind of messy, okay, in their own right. But I'm just talking about the energy of Libra. It's more about balance, it's more about harmony, it's all about working with those around you and allowing others to work with you. Okay. Now, I feel like this is very important because I don't know how far the government is going to take this shutdown, but I just feel like a lot of things are happening that have never happened before. Okay. So when I was looking on my news feed, I saw that they were saying that this shutdown is the second longest, and we're not even finished. You know what I'm saying? So it could be the first longest, or it could just like set a record. Okay. I'm hearing that they're cutting off a lot of benefits for, people that kind of depended on the government. You know, I watch a lot of videos and I listen to a lot of people judge people, you know what I'm saying, that take advantage of, you know, the benefits of like Section 8 and EBT and, health care and stuff like that. And I hear a lot of people say, oh, well, I'm paying for that. It's my tax dollars that do this, that, or the other. And I'm not saying that you don't have or people don't have a right to feel that way, but I'm pretty sure, you know what I'm saying, just from my view or my perspective, that your tax dollars are going into the pockets of these politicians, okay? And then these things that they create to be extra and stuff like that, this is what happens for, regardless of what they say. Like, they'll tell you anything. They'll tell you anything that you want to hear. All right. Now, I feel like our tax dollars are going in the pockets of the politicians, and I'm not going to change my mind about it. Okay. I don't feel like our tax dollars are necessarily going into um, taking care of other people. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they create that stuff out of, you know, whatever funds that they have or just whatever, because, and it's just credit. Okay. And that's what I believe. And I believe that they have told us that people are living off of our tax dollars because they want to make you feel like your tax dollars are going to a certain place. Okay. I could be wrong, but that's what I believe at this moment. Okay. I have been on both sides of the fence. I have received benefits and I have given a lot of taxes, paid a lot of taxes. Okay. So I'm neutral about it. I don't care. Okay. Um, as long as at the end of the year, when it's time for me to reclaim my taxes, I can do that. You know what I'm saying? Then I feel like I don't have anything to cry about. I feel like these people are giving people a reason to cry and be divided amongst each other for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's obviously that you're getting your tax dollars back. Okay? You're getting that shit back. So why, oh, I take care of you. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if I was a multi-millionaire. I don't care if I was a multi-thousandaire or a multi-hundredaire or a multi-penny or penny there. I don't care. I don't care how much money that I had to my name or in my account. I don't think that I would ever try to make somebody that was less fortunate than me feel like they should be shamed of seeking help. Okay? Because people do it, and a lot of times they don't even tell other people that they do it. Okay? Like, you'll be surprised at the the group of people that take advantage of these incentives, you know, but then society and the media tries to make it seem like it's just only a certain group of people. You know what I'm saying? But no, rich people, they get these, they take advantage of that shit too. You know what I'm saying? Whether you want to know it or not, or you want to believe it or not. But the thing about it is they don't want you to focus on that part. Okay? They don't want you to focus on the part that, you know, certain people don't pay taxes. Okay? And your tax dollars are actually going to them. They're not going to the average citizen. All right, your tax dollars are actually going to these high level politicians, okay, or these people in high places. They're not going to tell you that, but you know, I don't want to get too much into that because I'm not really into politics like that. But to me, I feel like it's only common sense, and it's only just like observing certain things for people to see that they're trying to deceive us, and they have been deceiving us for a long time. And I feel like this is why government is shutting down. I feel like this government shutdown, if this is not the finale, then it could be close to it. Okay, they're already showing us that things are changing by the way that they're allowing the president. They're trying to say that, you know, the president is bucking the system. Okay, this is what they're saying. But the president of the United States is the president of the United States. They're supposed to be able to do and say whatever the fuck they want to. Okay, I don't care what nobody say. Now, if you are one and you act like you're sensitive to like certain words and things like that, and then you try to go and attack somebody, you know what I'm saying, because of what they say, and then you get a lot of people that don't have their own logical mind. They're just passive because they have a feminine mind, okay? And they're affected by, moon phases and all this other type of stuff. Men be having periods and women be, building muscles. I don't know, y'all. I have no idea. My thing is this. If you want somebody to tell you what to do and what something is, then that's exactly what they're going to do, whether it's the truth or a lie. All right? But if you want to be more independent and you want to like see everything for yourself, and some people actually do that, and these people get shut down. Okay, they get titled as conspiracy theorists and extremists and all this other type of stuff. All right, but anyway, we're gonna pull on the energies of the collective. I want to use Oracle, but I think I'm going to start off with the tarot. Let's see if I can add some lighting. I think that might be a little better. What y'all think? Okay. All right, so this new moon, like I was saying, in the zodiac sign of Libra, it's about partnerships. It's about balance. It's about, can we all just really get along? Like, I might even agree. I might not even agree with what you're saying, but just for peace sake, I'm going to, like, you know what I'm saying? Even if I have to go out of my way to learn something new, okay? So a lot of you guys could be in the energy of learning something new about something that somebody has been throwing in your face, okay, for a while, okay? This is probably not nothing new. This is probably like not nothing that somebody said to you today, and you're like, oh, wow, But sometimes people do. They bring profound things to our attention, and we're like, oh, let me research that, and then we go down a whole fucking rabbit hole of information, and truths. And this is why they say the truth is stranger than fiction. Okay? And do I believe that? Do I believe that as Magical Jones? Yeah, I do. But sometimes I will put myself and like pull myself back into a safety net. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I'm not emotionally or mentally balanced to where I can handle certain things. And I know that we all get to that point. Okay? So it's all about keeping you distracted so that you won't be focused on these things, or that you won't come together with someone, and that you won't get on one accord. Now, one big thing that I feel like is about to have this massive rip in reality is that how the government, or the higher ups, whoever it is, I can't say government because the government has different levels. Like, you can say government and then you can be talking about county workers, and county workers don't give a fuck about nothing about that type stuff. So I would say the higher ups, you know what I'm saying? I feel like people keep so much information from us, and they try to make us feel like it's like a do or die situation. And like I said before, I feel like one of the biggest lies against humanity is that, now, I'm not going to say that I don't believe that, you know, certain people are higher or better advanced than other people. Now, I believe that people are people, okay? Now, what I believe, me, myself, Magical Jones, what I believe is that everybody's DNA, especially if you're from a different culture, okay, I believe that your DNA is different than somebody of a different culture, okay. I do believe that things happen differently, like you receive things differently. I believe that you let off things differently, okay? So the biggest thing here in these United States of the corporation, okay, of the government and the Vatican and all that other type of stuff, I feel like which is falling apart, but I feel like the biggest lie was that Caucasian people were more advanced than black people. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this happened because of a certain movement. I feel like um, with the United States being a continent of business, okay, and corporations and agreements and treaties and contracts and all this other type of stuff. I believe that when they allowed certain people to migrate here to this continent, that it was under a certain type of contract. Now, do I believe that certain other contracts were breached? I do. I do believe that it was a lot of illegal things going on to where, and then at the point to where, you didn't see certain types of people in government anymore. All right. It was only particular people in government. Okay. And they were all part of this agreement, this new world order, you know what I'm saying, to allow certain things to happen. Okay. Now, it's obvious to me, okay? And if you guys stick with me, you're going to get what I'm saying, okay? And see how all this relates to this new moon in Libra, all right? But I believe that, it was all for the benefit of a certain few people, okay? I believe that certain people had advantage and certain people were disadvantaged. Okay. And the people I feel like were disadvantaged were the people that were actually habitants of the United States, what they call the United States of America. Okay. So, um, certain agreements have been put in place to where, okay, don't worry about it. I'm going to make sure that your people are going to be sovereign to this land, and the actual sovereign people to this land are going to be dismissed. Okay. Um, I feel like maybe they set up a plan to where, there was a lot of confusion and disorder and separation. Okay. Do I feel like a lot of lies were told? I believe that that's very possible. Okay. Now, what that has to do with what I was saying about this new moon in Libra. All right. A lot of people are coming to the realization or the realization that they have been lied to. Okay. Regardless of who they are or their so called status. They realize that they have been lied to, okay? And that they're not in fact better than anybody else. I feel like people feel like, or have came to the realization that they're not below anybody else. Um, it kind of depends, but I do believe that it has a lot to do with the conquer and control, okay? And when it comes to conquer and control, there's a lot of manipulation, all right? Stick with me. Now, with this new moon in Libra, okay, new moon in Libra is all about partnerships, okay. Um, we are going into Scorpio season after Libra season. The Libra season is, like I said, the energies of partnerships and getting along and compromise, okay. So then after that, it's like, you know, things are being terminated. Okay. Okay. Well, I feel like this was a false document. So I feel like a lot of false documents are going to be revealed during this, um, not necessarily this new moon season because the new moon is today, but the energies last for a long time. I feel like during this new moon in Scorpio, between the new moon in Libra and the new moon in Scorpio, I feel like there are going to be a lot of realizations that a lot of contracts that have been breached. Like a lot of people lied, a lot of people took advantage. I feel like a lot of people could be, because it happened before, okay? It happened before to where a lot of government officials, politicians had got locked up, okay? This happened before, and I'm not sure what season that happened in, but to me, this makes sense to be happening around this time of the year. All right, especially everything that they're saying, especially about the current president of the United States, the POTUS. Okay, it's like they're trying to strip power from him. But I feel like if they can strip power from the president, which is why they keep having this No King's Day in the media, okay, to where they're letting us know that they want to start this no non-government type thing, to where they want to get rid of government, because actually the thing about it is there's a lot of people in government that could probably be facing a lot of federal time, okay? Because the higher you are in status, all right, if you get caught doing a crime or committing a crime, that puts you on a federal level, okay? So I feel like a lot of people are trying to get rid of government. I feel like a lot of things have been exposed. I feel like a lot of people are being exposed. I said this before a couple of years ago on one of my spirit messages, and it was like a short, you know what I'm saying? And I can reshare that. I can go back and find it, and I can reshare that. Okay, and I promise you, this was around the time where they a lot of stuff just started being revealed. Okay. Um, People don't want to work together if they're not on the same page. Like, if my agenda is to be a multimillionaire and I want to take advantage of the taxpayers' money, then I need someone around me or other people around me that's on the same page as me. But then you have other people that's like, no, because I remember, I used to be in that position to where these taxpayers are, and it doesn't feel good and it's not fair. Okay. So some people could be like, no, I'm not on board with what you got going on. So there has been a lot of disagreements within government, and they try to make it seem like it's Democrats and Republicans. But the thing about it is, it's right and wrong. All right, because honestly, they're all on the same team. Okay, team the American people. All right, in my opinion. All right, so I feel like if these people can't work on the same page and have some type of a partnership, especially when it comes to like contracts that they have signed, that say that they're going to be or work in the best interest of the American people, okay? Regardless of the whoever you feel like the American people are. Okay, citizens, whatever citizens are, indigenous people, whatever those are. Okay, whatever. All right, because there's different terms and people use those interactively to make you feel like they're talking about the same thing that they were talking about before or that you're talking about, but really they're not. Okay, because everybody is not a citizen. Okay, and if they are a citizen, then they're a certain type of citizen. Okay, everybody is not a citizen. Some people are foreign to this land, not foreign, but some people are native to this land. All right, and this is why I feel like, or I believe, you know, um, African African American people cannot be deported. Okay, because if that was the case, African American people would be deported back to Africa. They don't belong to Africa. They were never African raised. They never came from, and a lot of their ancestors never came from Africa. All right. What happens is during these census, and them doing these little updates and forging, or I won't even say forging, but just like creating new documents about, who is who and how many are what and this is that, and then the name change. Like, why did African Americans, why were they colored people first and then they were black? Okay, and I might get some of them out of order, okay, but you get what I'm saying. So they were colored people first, and then they were black, and then they were melanated people or something like that, and then they were African Americans. Okay, so over the time, these same people that have been here for so long, their status has changed. The name of who they are has changed. Okay. And I would even go as far to say that in the beginning, when people were doing census, I believe that African American people were um, called Indians, or not really Indians, because that was just a misterm because of a miscommunication of a location, okay, or not understanding where somebody was, okay, but like native to this land. And at that time, I don't even know like when or what year this actual mass, the United States, was even called America, okay? So, um, I feel like a lot of this is going to come out, okay? I feel like a lot of this is going to come out. I feel like a lot of people are fighting against this information to come out, but it's going to come out anyway. I feel like it's been coming out, and it has been out. And the thing about it is, people have been like kind of sweeping it under the rug. I feel like people are going to get a clearer understanding of partnerships and why they wanted you to be disassociated with other people. Okay, I I believe that they had an agenda for certain people, like Caucasian people, to feel like they were advanced more than you know, black or melanated people. I'm not black, okay? My shirt is black, okay? And my skin is nothing close to the color of my shirt, okay? I am a copper toned woman, okay? My skin is copper toned, similar to my hair almost, all right? I'm not black. And black is not a uh it's not, it shouldn't be an identification, okay? What black is like a identity as far as like a status to where you are when it comes to the ladder in this place or this corporation, okay? So if you're black, then that means that you belong at the bottom of the ladder, all right? I feel like these things are going to change very soon, okay? Very soon, I feel like the truth is going to come out. All right. Is it going to create some type of chaos? With some, it may, but I don't think that a lot of people are going to be as shocked as people think that they're going to be. Okay, I believe that there are a lot of Caucasian people that are cool and that they actually understand this. I believe that there's a lot of Caucasian people that understand that they're not native to this land. Okay? I believe that a lot of Caucasian people are to the point to where they feel like government has let them down just like they let black people down. Okay? So now people are like on the same level when it comes to the perception or how they see how things are being ran in this corporation. Okay? Everybody is a tax write off. Okay? Everybody is a tax write off. Okay? So who are we dependent on? We are dependent on the government. All right. Now the government is about to actually shut down, and there has been talks about this for a long time. But I feel like this is going to actually happen within the next year or two. Okay. I feel like people are going to make it seem like chaos is going to cut loose. Okay. Just like we got people that tried to like make people believe that the rapture was happening and that people were going to actually get caught up and go up into the sky. Okay. Everybody has their own belief and everybody has their own perception of reality. Okay. You leave them people alone. Okay. And you let them see the truth for themselves. Okay. You protect yourself and you walk in your truth. And that's the best that you can do. All right. Whether you're black or white. And I would say black and white because black and white is an actual American corporation issue because this is how they play on us. Okay. And then, like, when they want things to get stirred up, they'll pinpoint a couple, especially a famous couple. Oh, a black woman married a white man, or a white man married a black woman, or a black man married a white woman, and all that. I don't give a fuck what the fuck somebody do. That ain't my business. You know what I'm saying? Because they tried to make it seem like it wasn't our business to decide when they was talking about this LGQT and whatever those things are. Okay, you didn't have no say in that. All right. So why have a say when they try to push other agendas on you? All right. And people have to understand that this is why they put civil rights in action. It wasn't for black people. It wasn't for black people because black people ain't never had any type of success to where it made black people or gave black people any type of advantage, okay, or leverage in life. What it did was it created a leverage for all people, okay? This is civil rights. What is civil, okay? and what are rights. All right. So I'm not really a political person, but I have my views and I have my perceptions of what I feel like is going on here. I keep my mouth shut and my head high. Okay. I try not to look down at this little negative shit that they got going on to make us feel like, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Because when in history has the media ever been able to like demonize the president of the United States without being like arrested or even going to jail for federal charges? That's the president of the United States. I don't give a fuck what he believes in. Okay? I don't care who he is. But you have to take notice of these changes that have been going on. All right. And it happened when Obama got in office. Okay. So there were a lot of naysayers or whatever. I mean, in the beginning, me, myself, I was kind of excited because I felt like he was black, but Obama not black. That man is not African American. He's not he's not none of that. Okay? He's not. Anything that he portrayed himself to be. And that's the same thing that they tried to do with Kamala. Okay? She's probably the same race as Obama is because they kind of look alike to me. Okay? So they're probably in the same family. Leonard's got the same bloodline or whatever. All right? But they can play on our perception, they can play on our mental for so long, you know, or so many ways, like especially like if Caucasian people that feel like they're citizens and like they feel like this is their land. Okay, if they feel like this is their land and then they like, oh no, I'm not gonna be governed by a black man or whatever. First of all, this man is not black. Okay, he's not black. For two, he didn't do anything for black people. Okay. He didn't do anything for white people either. What he did was he changed the way that government worked. All right. That's what he did. He changed a lot of policies. All right. Um, but they knew that if they let this man in office, that some people would be triggered and that they would react a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? And it would like kind of like reignite that storm or that fight against black and white people. And that man ain't even black. What they call black. That man wasn't African American. You know what I'm saying? He was not African American. He went to school here in America. I think his mama was born. She could have been born here in America, but I think they said before she died that she lived in Hawaii. They said that his daddy was African or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But he had no. And the same thing with Trump. Okay, he comes out all the time and says what his parents and his grandparents were and where they were from. You know what I'm saying? These people have no lineage here in the United States. They came from somebody else, somewhere else. Okay? And people don't get that. What people get is appearance. Okay? This is what they get. They get appearance. How does he look? Oh, the way that he look is going to determine the way that other people are going to benefit. All right. And white people, Caucasian people here in the United States, they were very disappointed too. Those Magna people, they were very disappointed too when they realized that Trump didn't actually take their side. He played the fuck out of them. Okay? Just like Obama played the fuck out of black folks. They don't give a fuck. They're not here for you. They're not here for us. But if you're going to be gullible enough to play into the illusion, okay, oh, I have a business and I depend on the government. Where's the government now? Where is the government now? What is the government doing for you now? Okay? Government trying to tuck their tails. They're trying to shut this shit down. Because if Trump have his way, trust me, a lot of people going to prison. Federal time. That's what I believe. I don't have no proof of that. That's just what I believe. All right? Now, this new moon in Libra is about partnerships. All right? Things are changing. Things are becoming new. Okay? People are seeing things in a different perspective. All right? The things of the former days, the older days, they have changed. There are no more. Okay? People that used to be able to take advantage, regardless of whether you were black or white, quote unquote, regardless of whether you were black or white, you're not going to be able to take advantage of government no more, because there's not going to be a government to take advantage of. Okay? A lot of people are going to lose a lot of what they had. Okay? And they were dependent on the government, but they didn't tell you that. They wasn't going to make you feel like they were. Okay? They saw it differently. But then they got the same nerve to say, oh, well, my tax dollars. You know what I'm saying? But they get incentives from the government. Make it make sense, y'all. Make it make sense. How you going to judge somebody else that takes advantage of a different program from the government when you're taking advantage of a program from the government? And now the government ain't supporting nan one of y'all motherfuckers. Nobody. Nobody. So who was you supporting? Who were you supporting? You were supporting who? With what money? What money you were supporting when you was taking advantage of incentives and everything else from the government? State, county, I don't care. Like I said before, even down to county is government. Okay? Even the church. The church is government because it's state. Okay? A lot of these people are funded. A lot of these churches are funded by the state. Okay? Non-profit. The state is funded by who? The government. Stop acting like y'all ain't got no fucking brain. Like I'm not even into politics like that. And that's obvious to me. But then you out here letting these people make you feel like you're in a war against other people that's using the same government, that's taking advantage of the same government. And now the government is turning their back on all y'all. Okay? Turning their back on all of y'all. Don't get mad at me. Don't hate the messenger. I'm just saying. So give me a message. I feel like that was a message itself. Like sometimes I ain't even gotta use the tarot. And I want to get to the point to where I don't use the tarot as much anyway, because I get tired of people saying, oh, you're only getting that message because of the tarot. No, baby, I already had a message. And I used the tarot to confirm it. Okay? So how about I not even use no tarot? It's already 50 minutes, and I've been talking to you from spirit. Okay? Anyway, like, share, subscribe. Hate me, love me. Just come back for some more, okay? Because I'm about to go on TikTok and blow this shit up. I'm going to be on there for like 2-3 hours. All right? My TikTok is the same name, Magical Jones, but it's 1221. All right? I appreciate you guys. I just ask that you use your common sense, okay? Stop fighting amongst your brethren. I don't give a fuck if you guys have different DNA or not, okay? We're all in the same cage, okay? We're all in the same prison together, fighting for some type of like relief, all right? And the thing about it is, some of us allow government to sway us to make us feel like it's a war against the races. No. Everybody is here. Every DNA is here for a certain reason. Every DNA holds a message from their ancestor. Okay? I don't give a fuck whether you black or white. Quote unquote. Okay? Everybody has their own purpose. Okay? People do what they want to do. And I know in the Bible it talks about mixing races and that's not for permitted. I don't know. You know, I'm. I can't say that I have never been with someone outside of my race because my current guy, he's Caribbean. He's Guyanese. That's not, well, it's kind of America, but it's not North America. But it's like a different. It's like a different country. Okay. It's like different cultures and everything. All right. So am I against race mixing? No, we don't have any children together and we're not married, but at the same time, you know, he is definitely my soulmate. The man loved me. Okay. He protect me. All right. And he tried to be there for me and whatever. And he's not what they call black African American. Do I have anything against African American men? No, I love African American men, especially when they dark skinned with those long locks. Oh my God! And they work out, and they have all this going on, and they have their little tattoos and shit like that. Like I don't want you to be my man. You know what I'm saying? Because I already know I'm gonna have problems with other women lusting after you. So I just say, oh, that shit look good. Like you look good. Just like somebody might look at me and be like, "Oh, she look good. Like she's beautiful." Well, baby, you don't know me. You know what I'm saying? You could probably never handle me. All right? You could probably never handle me. And just because something looks good doesn't mean that it's good. All right? I don't know. I hope you guys got a message out of this. Let me see. You are, what are you yapping about? Somebody said I'm yapping. Do what? Uh, you can call it yapping if you want to. He says, hi, you are so beautiful. Thank you so much. Somebody says, hi, hi, said hi, hi. I like the way you always say, okay. Yeah, I say okay a lot. I think that's just a part of me from where I'm from. Um, I'm from Indiana. I'm from the Midwest. I live in Georgia now. Not Atlanta. Okay, I don't do city life. All right, but it doesn't matter. But I'm in Georgia here, and I've been here for like over 20 something years. But I still have that Midwest mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like you can look at me and tell. You can hear my voice. You can hear like the way that you say, "Oh, I like the way that you always say okay." Somebody said you look so cute. Thank you so much. Somebody said throw it back and I'll donate. I'm just playing. I don't have, well, I will place my Cash App, and I have been trying to do that a little bit more, but no, baby, I'm too old to be throwing it back. Sometimes I can't even move. Late 40s, ain't no throwing it back over here, honey. But I love that. That made me laugh. Okay, and it gave me a reason to show my ass because I'm Taurus, but I have that Aries in me too. So it says, "Hold on, restart. I didn't see the start." So all you got to do is just scroll back to the beginning. Okay, that's one thing that I love about YouTube. I don't know whether they have that on TikTok or anywhere else, but um, when somebody is actually live, you can click on or you know get the little line and scroll all the way back to the beginning. Okay, so just scroll back to the beginning. Okay. Uh, um, I don't know, or I don't what on about Shody. What you on. I don't know what you on about Shody. Well, I don't know what that means. Somebody said do what? The same person said do what? What are you yapping about? Yeah. So maybe you just lost interest in what I was talking about because maybe you came on here expecting me to be reading tarot or whatever. But I got a little political, and I started talking about partnerships. Now we have to understand that partnerships are mainly about business, okay, contracts and things like that, okay. And I'm just talking about how this new moon in Libra is about to shift a whole lot of that. All right. A whole lot of that shit is about to change. Now, I don't know whether they orchestrated this to be like this because, trust me, they have birth charts. They have the charts of America and all this other stuff. They know what they're doing. Even when it comes down to, and I was talking to someone from TikTok last night, even when it comes to like employers, when they want to hire certain people, especially managers, they'll look at their birth chart, they'll look at their birthday, and they'll see what zodiac sign that they are. Now I'm gonna tell you what zodiac sign gets hired into management the most. Okay. um Earth signs. Okay. Earth signs get hired into management the most, mostly Capricorn, okay? Capricorn and then Virgo, a lot of times Libra as well, okay? But Libra because of their quality, the quality that they bring. Okay? They bring that diplomatic energy to a situation as well, okay? That order, okay? They're good at ordering, like arranging things and making sure that everything is ran correctly. Same as Virgo, okay? With Capricorn, Capricorn is just going to make sure that they stay like, I don't know. They just want things to excel and not for the business sake, especially if it's not their business, but for their sake. They looking for that come up. Okay. Capricorns are always looking for that come up, and they're going to do whatever they have to do. They're not scared of competition or none of that. Capricorn gonna get it done. Okay. And a lot of jobs, a lot of people, they hire Capricorns as their managers. Okay. And now that a lot of people are getting into birth charts and all that other type of stuff, people are realizing who's gonna stick and who's gonna stay. You know what I'm saying? Like you could have been with a company. I'm sorry, yeah. You could have been with a company for like years and being dedicated or whatnot. But if they don't see certain qualities in you based on your birth chart, and they'll never say that because then you could like sue them for like judgment and all this other type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? They'll never say that People will never say that they judge you off of your birth chart. Okay, unless they don't have anything to gain, unless there's not a contract involved. All right. So, um, I feel like this Libra new moon is going to expose and get rid of a lot of contracts, these partnerships, especially if they were faulty. All right. It's going to expose a lot of things. All right. It's going to terminate a lot of things that are not necessary. Okay. Because after Libra, we have Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio is about death, it's about transformation, it's about rebirth, it's about renewing things, making something new. Okay, after it has transitioned, like it can't be the same. You have to tear it down. Okay, like that tower energy. Okay, it was built on a faulty foundation, and a lot of within government, they could be to the point to where they're feeling like a lot of stuff has been built on a lot of faulty foundation. Like a lot of people have lied, a lot of people have did this and did that. You know, I mean, it can go deep depending on how deep you want to go in the rabbit hole. Okay, but yeah, this new moon in Libra, and I didn't even have to pull no tarot, and I'm so happy because I had someone a couple of like 2 days ago. I was here on live and I was doing the Taurus read, and someone came on and they were like, "Oh, why are so many black women into this foolishness?" And I'm like, "Black women into foolishness?" And the to be honest, you know, with me being like who I am, I was kind of triggered by you saying, why are so many black women into this? Like, black women don't have their own identity. Like, people don't understand that it was the melanated people, the black people, the copper toned people, regardless of what continent they came from. It was these people that created and started a lot of things. Okay? A lot of things. So you can't just say, oh, why are black women into this? Maybe black women being into it, but they had to do it on the low because they were afraid that if they did it in public, then, you know, the government, which was against them, would probably get rid of them. Okay? But then when the government's own people, or I would say like Caucasian people or Indian people, which are considered white when they come here to America, okay, when they start doing it, then it's okay. Okay? Everybody is so against what the black woman does or what the black man does, especially the black woman. And I'm pretty sure I didn't look on his profile. I just blocked his ass. Okay? And I went off a little bit, and then I jumped off the live, and then I was like, you can't allow people to press your buttons to allow you to stop doing what it is that you actually desire to do. Okay? So I got my ass back on live, and I did like 2, 3 other readings. Okay? And I felt good about it. All right? But sometimes people are in our path, or we cross paths with people that are meant to try to block us. Okay? To try to make us like feel like what we got going on is not authentic or that it's not real. You know what I'm saying? That's just like telling a 16, 17, 18, I would say 18-year-old, that they don't know what love is. Okay? Who told you that somebody that was younger than you, just because they were younger than you, and you feel like they're not experienced enough with other things in life, that they don't know what love is. Okay? Who told you that these people didn't know what love was? You know who told you that? Your ego. Because at some point, maybe somebody that was a little older than you told you that you didn't know what love was, or maybe you had someone that was under you, like some children, you know what I'm saying, that you feel like made a mistake in your life or whatever, and you letting them know. You don't even know what love is. They saying, oh, I'm in love, I love him or I love her. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of who it is, same sex, whatever. I'm not here to judge nobody. I don't care. Long as it doesn't affect me directly, I don't care what other people do. Okay? I want people to be balanced. Okay? I can't say I want people to be happy, because happiness comes from within. Balance comes from within as well. But balance also comes from around, like the people that we have around us. All right? So you can't tell somebody that they don't know what love is. You can't tell somebody they don't know what something is because you feel like they don't understand it or they can't comprehend it. You don't know what that soul, or how that soul got here, and what that soul didn't experience before it even reincarnated here. You know what I'm saying? Because we're all reincarnated souls, in my opinion. We all have been here before. All right. I don't know, y'all. I gotta go. Take myself to TikTok. See if I can make me $1. YouTube ain't giving it away. Alright. Alright. I love you guys. I hope you guys got a message out of this. Okay. I hope that I was able to bring you some type of insight or clarity, especially when it comes to like this new moon in Libra. Okay. And the things that's going to start taking place, that have already been taking place, and they're just going to start taking ahead. Okay. Things are going to start coming into like fruition. All right. Be aware. Don't be scared. Don't react in the way that they're telling you to do. That's like oh, we're at another government shutdown. Like, how many government shutdowns have we had? You know what I'm saying? So they want this one to be so bad to where they put it on the news feed that this government shutdown is the second longest, okay? The second longest of all times. So, what does that mean? Because at the end of the day, when government opens back up, people are going to get paid back pay. Okay? All that money that they didn't get paid before, so they trying to make you feel like, oh, people are not getting paid, they can't pay their bills. For the moment, yes, and it's hard. Okay? It's a challenge for people that work for the government on whatever level that it is, if they're not getting a paycheck right now, which most of these people are paid by salary anyway. Okay? So they're probably missing like 2, 3 paychecks. I don't know. All right. But a lot of like management and government workers, they get paid on salary. They don't get paid like the average person, the average employee. Like me, I would go somewhere and sign a W-2, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, and then I would get paid every week or every 2 weeks. These people automatically get paid, some of them every month. Okay? And depending on how high you are in government, the more you get paid, the less amount of times you get paid. But they're not going to tell you that either. All right. Some of these people only get paid once a month because they get paid so high. So it's not that it's really affecting them. What it's doing is it's causing anxiety. All right. It's causing anxiety within people. Because what if? I would advise everyone to just stay cool, keep calm, don't react. Okay? Because they're going to have to pay you that back pay anyway. Okay? They're going to have to give it to you. They always do. They always do. Those government workers that don't get paid because the government is on shutdown, they always get back pay. Okay? Yeah. I don't know. I just want y'all to be aware. Okay? I want y'all to be aware of these partnerships, these contracts. I want y'all to be aware of the balance that's coming forth. All right? And that the universe is going to bring, is trying to bring forth. All right, for the highest good of mankind, humanity. I don't know why it seemed like I couldn't say that. All right, I love you guys. It's been over an hour. All right, I'm happy about that. I didn't see a lot of um, viewers, but I do have a couple of chats. Okay, somebody says God bless. Somebody says, hey, I love you guys and thank you for stopping in. Thank you for engaging with me. Like the video. Comment in the comment section, even after the live, okay? Subscribe to my channel for more because what I'm trying to do anyway is try to get back to where I was when I first started making content on YouTube. Like my other page, I never used tarot. I would just do spirit messages. You know what I'm saying? And I want to get back to that. All right. I just felt like, you know, it was a, anyway, I'm out of here.